Abby and Libby's families have been subjected to heartbreaking images from the crime scene and those autopsies. And while nothing compares to what they're going through, 12 jurors and 4 alternates were chosen to review all these images. So what kind of support do these jury members get when this trial comes to an end? Our Chase Howell is in studio with us with that answer. Chase?
Scott, to put it plainly, just their daily rate and a thank you for serving. 10 women and 6 men have been chosen to view all the evidence presented by the state and the defense in Richard Allen's trial. The past few days, they viewed horrific crime scene photos from the day Abby Williams and Libby German were found murdered. Some of the jurors growing emotional and visibly disturbed by some of the images. And while WTHR's legal expert Katie Jackson-Lindsay thinks jurors exposed to any sort of brutal imagery should be offered therapy, it's not always practical to do.
There are so many boundaries in terms of a criminal prosecution or a criminal case, because you don't ever, neither side wants to give the appearance of offering anything to the jury in order to get a favorable verdict. So you have to be very careful about that. Even the court has to be very careful about that to ensure that they're staying within the confines of the rules.
Jackson-Lindsay says throughout her career, jurors have come up to her after the trial expressing the impact of either the testimony or graphic evidence has had on them.
In this case, we're seeing crime scene photos, we're seeing autopsy pictures, but in a lot of homicide cases, you're seeing actual body-worn camera footage of the body right there on the scene before any sort of medical intervention is offered or before the body is collected. And so that can have an equally or more traumatizing effect.
According to the National Center for State Courts, Alaska and Texas are the only states to offer therapy to jurors.
They took on a burden that I was never going to be able to take on by seeing those pictures. I still haven't.
Sharon Sedgwick helped pass the law in Texas. She says her daughter, Jennifer Cave, was shot and stabbed before her body was mutilated in 2005. After the trial ended for the 2 people who killed her daughter, Sedgwick would go on to champion legislation in her daughter's name that offers therapy to jurors exposed to brutal imagery.
I watch those jurors every day to see what kind of changes and see how they were reacting to what we were going through. And I just saw them withering on the vine. And I knew I owed them a great thank you for looking at those pictures and making the decisions that they made.
Now, I do want to note tonight, Judge Gold told us from the very beginning that she would be watching the jurors in the Delphi murders trial in case they get emotional and need to take a break or recess for the day.